Well, we are now down to our final 6 weeks, I believe it is, of the 2019 NFL season, as it's time for my Week 12 picks. And last week, I went 10-4. Nice improvement after these last bunch of weeks of struggling, although still not at 750 winning percentage, so not quite good as I would like it to be, unfortunately. And here is the playoff stands at the season end of the day. In the AFC, it's the Patriots and Ravens with the byes, with the Texans at the Chiefs, and the Bills at the Colts. And the NFC, it's the 49ers and Packers with the byes, with the Vikings at the Saints, and the Seahawks at the Cowboys. And for my Super Bowl pick right now, I'm actually going to make my same pick that made my playoff predictions last year right now. The Saints and the Ravens in the Super Bowl. But who knows what we'll have it. We still got many more weeks to go, as it's now time for my Week 12 picks. Of course, some playoff elimination scenarios finally, too. Oh, nice. Finally get nice to talk about them for once. So we start off tonight with Thursday night, a huge game in the AFC South with whoever wins leading the division, as it's the Colts at the Texans, as the Colts last week beat the Jaguars, dominated them, too. Maybe that's why they probably should have kept Minshew in instead of Folks. But, of course, they lost Marlon Mack for who knows how long. That's going to sting. Meanwhile, the Texans, holy shit! The Ravens absolutely destroyed them! Oh my goodness God! That means either two things. The Ravens are legit, or something's really wrong with the Texans, because that was one of the worst losses they've had in years. That was a horrendous loss. I picked the Ravens to win, although I had a funny feeling the Texans could have probably still maybe won it, but and I'm sure most people did not think it was going to be like, 41-7 or something like that? Jeez, what a dominant game that was. Unbelievable. That was terrible. Now, of course, this is a very important game for both, as whoever wins will take the lead in the AFC South, which is definitely crucial. Although, both these teams still have a good shot to make the playoffs, as one of them might get the wildcard team right now. This game will be definitely tough, as the Texans, of course, got destroyed last week. They're at home, though. But, of course, the Colts did beat the Texans in Houston both times last year. Matter of fact, the last few years, I think it was. Actually, no, last year was. They split it between each other, so who knows? It might happen this year, too. But it's going to be tough for the Colts, too, on the road. And they don't have Marlon Mack. That's going to really hurt them, too. Oh, boy, this is going to be definitely a close one. But I probably will pick the Texans for this. But I definitely will not be surprised if the Colts, even though banged up, somehow get it either. And then we get to Sunday action, starting off with our original Sunday night game that was flexed out, as it's the Seahawks at the Eagles for the first time since 2014, as the Eagles have not beaten the Seahawks since, like 2008, I believe it was. That's how long it's been. As the Seahawks gave the 49ers their first loss of the year as they were on their bye this last week, as they're trying to get like their 7th or 8th straight winning season. And the Eagles lost in a defensive struggle to the Patriots that, honestly, they should have just won that straight out. They really put a number on the Patriots, but they blew it. They just straight up blew that game. And, of course, this is crucial for them, as the Eagles need to catch up with the Cowboys. And the Seahawks need this to keep up with the 49ers, because, hey, if they win and the 49ers lose, they take the lead in the NFC West now, since they beat them already. This definitely, I think, honestly, could probably go either way, but I'm definitely going to pick the Seahawks for this. And then it's the Lions at the Redskins for the first time since 2013. And, of course, the Redskins, if they lose or the Cowboys win later that night, they will be eliminated from the playoffs for the 5th year in a row, I think it is. It'll be 5 years since they last been to the playoffs. So, yeah, they are still technically in the playoffs at 1-9, and they actually can win the NFC East still at 7-9. All they have to do is just win out and hope the Cowboys and Eagles lose out, and they can get in still. But, yeah, if they lose or the Cowboys win, they are eliminated. But, anyways, the Lions, yikes, they've now lost 3 in a row now. Of course, they're struggling with Stafford without having Stafford. Although they did put up a good effort against the Cowboys, it wasn't enough for them. And, of course, the Redskins got absolutely destroyed by the Jets right now. They are definitely looking like the worst team in the NFC right now. Not even close. Sucks for Dwayne Haskins being on that shitty team. Okay, this one could be kind of difficult to predict, because the Lions are definitely better than the Redskins. But, hey, they're struggling too right now without having Matthew Stafford. So, maybe the Lions could pull off an upset, since they already did beat one struggling team earlier in the Dolphins. Oh, God, who knows? I'm probably gonna pick. Actually, let me look at my picks early again. Yeah, I'm going to pick the Lions for this one, probably because they're still slightly better than the Redskins. But hey, without Stafford, I will not be surprised if the Redskins actually pull off an upset. And then it's the Raiders at the Jets for the first time since 2014, as the Raiders now won they've won like 3 in a row, I think. And they've already beat their win total from last year, although they're kind of struggling right now in terms of stats. Hey, 6-4, right there in the playoff race. Matter of fact, yeah. Actually, if it wasn't for the Texans, they would be in the playoff race right now. So they're hanging in there as they won 3 or 4 in a row. Can't remember who they beat last week off the top of my head. And of course, the Jets, they've now won 2 in a row. And Sam Darnold, oh my God, had a massive turnaround. Jets are looking a lot better right now after they destroyed the Redskins. But will that be enough to beat the Raiders? I actually got a funny feeling this is going to go either 2 ways. A defensive struggle or an offensive shootout. But I actually think it might actually be an offensive shootout this time around. And in an upset, I'm going to pick the Jets for this one. Watch, the Jets will choke it and the Raiders now get to 7-4. Holy crap, who would have thought that would happen this year? And then it's the Panthers at the Saints, as the Saints right now have tying the Ravens for the biggest gap in their division. This won't get them the division, though, if they beat the Panthers, though. They still got a while to go as they're trying to get their 3rd straight winning season, as the Panthers got absolutely destroyed by the Falcons last week. Yikes, they've now lost after 4-2. They've gone 1-3 since. Kyle Allen there is very shaky. You better turn it around if you want to have any shot to be the future star, since I'm not sure. I don't think Cam at all is going to probably last into next year. As the Saints got their revenge on the Buccaneers after they got humiliated by the Falcons 2 weeks ago. Now, of course, the Panthers did beat the Saints in New Orleans last year, but remember, that was because the Saints rested all their starters, so it was kind of expected. I don't think it's going to be the case this year. I think the Saints are going to win this, probably easily, but hey, you never know. The Panthers have been a crazy team this year. Maybe in desperation they'll beat the Saints. I mean, after all, we just remember 2 weeks ago, the Saints got destroyed by the Falcons, so hey, don't underestimate the Panthers, but I'm definitely picking the Saints still. And then it's the Dolphins at the Browns for the first time since 2013, as the Dolphins try to avoid their 3rd straight losing season. And even if they lose this game, and the Raiders, Texans, Colts, and all of them win their games, they still will be in the playoffs. Even at 2-9, they still technically will be in, so they're not going to be eliminated yet. Meanwhile, as they got destroyed by the Bills last week, that was kind of unexpected for me. I mean, God, you almost beat the Bills in Buffalo, then you got destroyed down in Miami. That was unexpected, and ended their 2-game win streak. Meanwhile, the Browns now won 2 in a row, but oh my God, that last Thursday night game. Of course, Myles Garrett deserves his suspension for who knows how long it is. He's appealing it, so who knows what will happen, although I'm sure he's going to probably be out for the end of the season. But that was still very funny. Oh, God, I remember talking about that for like the last week or so. It was a good time. But hey, they still won 2 in a row as they're trying to keep up to get back into position with the Steelers to take a place that 2nd seed in the AFC North and get back into the playoff contention, although they're probably too far back now to try and get into the wild card mix. But hey, they're still in it. You can't underestimate them. Although that defense is definitely going to hurt without probably, honestly, their best player, not only on defense, but probably their best player on the team right now. That's definitely going to hurt them. And, of course, they should not underestimate the Dolphins. Yeah, they got destroyed last week, but they're playing a lot better right now. But I'm still going to pick the Browns for this, but I won't be surprised here if the Dolphins pull off an upset. And then it's the Steelers at the Bengals, as the Bengals try to avoid 0-11 for the first time in their 51-year history. And I forgot to mention this because it probably didn't come to my head, but the Bengals are the first team eliminated from the playoffs. They are already eliminated, so enjoy 5 years away from the playoffs. You gotta wonder, will they go all the way to 0-16? It'll be quite interesting to see, as the Steelers got, oh my God, they got absolutely destroyed humiliated by the Browns last week. I was not expecting that whatsoever. God, Rudolph was terrible, throwing 4 interceptions. Oh God, that was humiliating. And of course, the Bengals actually lost in a close game with the Raiders. That was quite unexpected. I didn't expect the Bengals to hold on as well as they did. Now the Steelers, you can't underestimate the Bengals because we all know how badly you do against bad teams. You always choke against them. But of course, the Bengals should not underestimate the Steelers either. I mean, God, how long has it been since you last beat the Steelers at home? 2013? The Steelers regularly beat you and you choke away games? I'm picking the Steelers for this one, but I won't be surprised to see if the Bengals get their first win of the year. And then it's the Giants at the Bears for the first time since 2013, I believe, as the Giants try to avoid their third straight losing season. And if they lose or the Cowboys win, they will be officially eliminated from the playoffs. So keep that in mind. As of course, I think they're on their bye last week as they lost to the Jets, unfortunately for them, and the Bears. Oh God, they choked it against the Rams. Oh God, that was so bad last Sunday night when they choked it. They could have had that, but their offense just so terrible. So terrible. But I'm picking the Bears for this one. I mean, God. I mean, Daniel Jones these last bunch of weeks has played better, but oh man. I mean, that's still a really good Bears defense. And he is a rookie. He probably would struggle too. I mean, if the Bears can't win this, oh my God, what a terrible season it has been for them. I had a funny feeling they were going to struggle, but I didn't even think this was going to be the case. Not at all. And as the Broncos at the Bills for the first time since 2017, as the Bills try to get their first non-losing season since 2017, the Broncos, oh my God, they choked that game against the Vikings. They had it. It was like 20-0 at some point. And they freaking choked it. Oh my God, how embarrassing. Oh man, what a big opportunity to embarrass the Vikings, and you blew it. Unbelievable. And the Bills got that very big needed victory against the Dolphins last week as they still maintain that 5th seed in the playoffs, which they're definitely going to need to try and keep up with the Patriots in that division and still try and win the AFC East. I'm picking the Bills for this one, but hey, I mean, the Broncos almost beat the Vikings, and the Vikings, I think, are a better team than the Bills. So, Bills, don't underestimate the Broncos, or you're going to lose again. And as the Buccaneers at the Falcons, as whoever loses this will be last place in the NFC South, as the Buccaneers lost to the Saints in quite an embarrassing fashion. Meanwhile, the Falcons, how about that? 1-7, and now they won 2 divisional games on the road in dominant blowout fashions. Is all of a sudden, is it going to be like last year where the Falcons make a sudden surge at the end of the year? Oh boy, well, if they're going to do that, they picked a bad time to do that because 3-7, I hate to break this to you, but that division is so loaded. Now, of course, actually, you know what? If the Falcons lose, they would be eliminated then. Because if they lose and the Saints win, they can no longer win the NFC South. They can't beat the Seahawks then because Seahawks already beat them. And same goes for the Vikings because they lost to both the Vikings and Seahawks. So yeah, if the Falcons lose and the Saints win, they are eliminated. I'm surprised I didn't realize that. And the Buccaneers too, if they lose, they most likely would probably be eliminated, although they still have to deal with the Vikings maybe as a tiebreaker. So they might not be eliminated yet. But I'm definitely picking the Falcons for this one. They're on a roll right now. The Buccaneers are absolute shit as Winston cannot stop throwing turnovers as always. And then we get to our 4 p.m. games with a big one, the AFC South, with last place on the line at division as the Jaguars are at the Titans, as the Jaguars have now lost 2 in a row in blowout fashions as they have Nick Foles as their starter once again. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe they should have stuck with Minshew, as the Titans beat the Chiefs last time out on their bye, I think it was too, as the Titans once again are unbelievably inconsistent. One week they could beat like the best team, one of the better teams in the league, and then the next week they get blown out by like a worse team. They're always fucking inconsistent. I have no idea what to say about them. You really just don't know about the fucking Titans. They're unpredictable. But I'm gonna probably pick the Titans for this one. I'm not fully trusting the Jaguars right now. They're really in a rut right now. But hey, knowing the Titans too, they probably will choke it too as well. And then it's a quasi on paper, big game, outer conference game, even though we all know it's not going to be the case at all when the game's over. As the Cowboys are at the Patriots for the first time since 2011. As the Patriots try to keep up with the Bills in that division as they barely beat the Eagles. And honestly, I think they should have straight up lost that game. They just got lucky that the Eagles blew it. As the Cowboys beat the Lions right now. As I'm surprised I found Dak leads the league in passing yards. Holy shit, that's incredible. If only he could throw some touchdowns so I actually could think the Cowboys are a legit team for once, because I don't. As, of course, if the Cowboys win, they will officially knock out the Redskins from the playoffs, as they need to win here to get that, increase their lead on the Eagles, start thinking about winning that division, as the Patriots need to win here to keep up with the Bills, too, in that division. I'm picking the Patriots for this one. I don't trust the Cowboys whatsoever. And God, how long has it been since the Patriots have lost to the Cowboys? I actually think it was 1996 for crying out loud. That's how long it's been since the Cowboys have beaten the Patriots. I'm picking the Patriots for this. But who knows? I mean, we saw many weeks ago the Ravens humiliated the Patriots, and honestly, I think the Eagles outplayed the Patriots. They just choked it offensively in the end where they could have won, and the Cowboys are a better team than the Eagles, so maybe the Cowboys can pull off an upset and beat the Patriots for once. And then we get to our huge Sunday night game, which was flexed in, as the Packers are at the 49ers for the first time since, I think, 2015, as the Packers trying to get their first win season since 2016, and the 49ers did get their first win season last week since 2013, as the Packers, I think the Packers were on their, when they were on their bye, I think they were on their bye this last week. Meanwhile, the 49ers, they barely beat the Cardinals. Come on, man, we gotta be honest. They barely beat the Cardinals right there. And I'm starting to get the feeling that the 49ers are going to begin to implode right now. I mean, they almost beat the Seahawks, but they still lost to them in the end. And then they barely beat the Cardinals, who are a massively inferior team to them. They're struggling right now. And now the schedule, looking up, got to host the Packers, visit the Ravens, visit the Seahawks, visit the Saints, still got to play the Rams. Yeah, that schedule's not going to be easy for them, so I got a funny feeling that the 49ers are going to begin imploding. But thankfully for them, that 9-1 start could hopefully for them be just enough for them to still get into the playoffs. But I'm picking the Packers for this one. I'm not fully trusting the 49ers. I never fully trusted them against better teams. But hey, maybe they could pull off an upset and do a statement game. We'll have to wait and see next Sunday. And then we get to Monday night, a big outer conference matchup, as the Ravens are at the Rams for the first time since 2011. As the Ravens did a huge statement game, destroying the Texans last week, as Lamar Jackson really is starting to look like an MVP candidate. Meanwhile, the Rams barely beat the Bears last week in a defensive struggle. Oh, God, they are just really, really bad. Really bad. They are lucky that the Bears freaking choked that game. That was so bad how they played. But hey, they're still 6-4, and you cannot underestimate them still, especially the Ravens. Do not underestimate the Rams. Don't ever underestimate teams, even though I'm starting to think that they're the best team in the AFC right now. Oh boy, I got a funny feeling this could be a trap game for the Ravens. Like the next bunch of games, I got a funny feeling will be traps. But I'm picking the Ravens for this one. We'll see if that defense could actually shut down Lamar, because right now, no one's been shutting him down lately, either on the ground or in the air. We'll see how that happens. So those are my picks for week 12, I think it is. I cannot wait for Colts and Texans tonight and all the other games too. See you guys next time for my week 13 picks, and then we can hopefully next talk about playoff clinching scenarios finally, because no one can clinch a playoff spot yet, and maybe some more playoff elimination scenarios. Oh boy, I can't wait to talk about